Hey Glitch, how's it going, buddy? Hey, Glitch, you're back. Welcome back, buddy. How's it going? Okay, class, here we go. About to show you how dumb this is. Be sure you save before you do this. Here she comes. And once you make one of these, the whole chain reaction starts, so you better be prepared for what comes next. All this for the little green glowy stick. Here we go, unnamed. The party's about to start. Remember yesterday when I told you how dumb this is? We're about to find out how truly stupid this is. As soon as that's full, the green rave party begins. I think I'm ready. I don't know. I'll find out pretty soon. Ooh boy, look at all these green rocks. I wonder what they do. Ooh, radiation. Is that bad? Seven, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stick go. Pew. Wee. Here we go. 2.5 gigawatts. And there's our first little lemon lime juice, Sprite cans. It doesn't even tell you how many waste is produced. There goes another can of Sprite. Whoop. And then you better have somewhere to dump it, or there's gonna be trouble. What about the plutonium rods? They'll pop out eventually, and hopefully they'll go right into the dumpster, because that's the only way you can get rid of them. This is the plutonium rods. But that comes later. First you gotta start dumping uranium waste. And see, it starts building up. All this shit right here is radioactive, so if you don't get rid of it, it just radiates your base. Like this place. See all these green rocks just waiting to be burned? And see all those yellow cans of Sprite trying to go somewhere? You gotta recycle them here and here. That will get rid of your Sprite cans, but then you're left with these plutonium pellets. And you gotta get rid of those somehow. So we'll see. We'll see if I did everything right. Meanwhile, you know, the green glowy sticks will keep rolling in if the factory keeps running. Here comes another green glowy stick. Pew! Now it tells you. Each cycle produces 50 Sprite cans, and that's 10 per minute. So you got to be able to recycle at least 10 per minute. So this machine eats up 25 per minute, and this one eats up 25 per minute. So these two machines are 50 per minute, so I could run 5 of these reactors. Not that I want to, but you can. And so, because the more reactors you run, the more waste you're producing. You don't want to max out your waste, because then it fills up the lines and they get angry at you. So this way, if you minimize it, everything gets burned and you don't have to worry about heavy amounts of radiation. Even though I'm already getting radiation just hanging around these machines, because the green glowy rocks. This machine's full of angry batteries. This machine's full of angry green rocks and yellow batteries. So this is where the radiation begins. It starts here. Actually, it starts back here. Starts on your angry green rocks line, because this pretty much stays full unless you minimize it so that it only sends just enough rocks to fill up your machines. But who wants to do all that math? That's boring. So if you just let it, you know, maximize, then your belts start getting angry. This machine gets 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 angry. And then you finally can just get rid of it. But that'll be a while. So there you go. There's a nuke plant operational. It only took a fucking city with train loads of cargo, a wall of resources being belted in, a handful of airports, a stairway to heaven for the devil's rocks, and a fucking city running 24/7 just to power one of these little turds right here. Ooh, look, the blue rings are getting excited. Here we go. This thing only burns about a gigawatt of power in order to do this. There's 750 megawatts to make one of these blue plutonium turds. So see, this is what I'm talking about. You have to burn so much energy just to process this shit. All that for one little green glowy stick. Or I guess you could get like, I don't know, what did I say, about 5 at a time? I mean, you could run 5 of these at a time, but then you'd have to scale up the processing plant, and that would be a nightmare. I mean, look how much room this takes just for like one of each of these machines. So imagine like having to build a series of these things in order to deal with all the waste. No, thank you. Anyways, there you go. No, you can't use the plutonium rods, because if you use a nuclear reactor and you plug in a plutonium rod, it'll make plutonium waste, and there's nothing that can recycle or destroy plutonium waste. And so then you've got a storage bin full of super angry juice plutonium waste that's super radioactive, and it can't go anywhere. And then you just fill up a boxes full of plutonium waste, and then your whole base gets radiated, so you can get anywhere near it. Yeah, you can do, I mean, like, off of one of these machines, each will burn 5 reactors. So you can run up to 5 reactors worth of uranium rods. But then you'll max out these yellow cans. That's uranium waste. So if you max that out, these belts are going to be like full of uranium waste, and you can see already how radioactive this area is getting. Just being near it is radioactive. So that's why you have to burn it constantly. You have to recycle it constantly to get it to go away. The only way to get rid of nuclear material is to throw away your plutonium rods. And I mean just throw away, not, burn them or use them, but just trash them so that your entire base doesn't become completely radiated. This is the only way to get rid of radioactive waste. Meanwhile, you got your uranium rocks, you know, just warming up the whole area in order to keep these machines going. So all that for a measly 2.5 gigawatts. That's all you're getting from this entire city. So if you tried to maximize it and get your maximum power out of it, then you got radioactive waste everywhere and more machines to, you know, produce all the stuff. And so it turns into a mess really fast. Like I said, this whole area becomes radiated because you have to keep making more of these machines to process more rods. And it's already radioactive now, and I'm completely minimizing the waste. Like, I can't recycle the waste any faster than I'm doing it right now, because see, there's like barely enough waste just to keep these machines going, which is good because you don't want those Sprite cans to fill up, because then that makes this whole area super radiated. I'm already a little radiation just from the uranium rocks sitting around. So there you go. There's the current version of nuclear power in Satisfactory, which is so dumb. This is such a waste of time and materials and having to build everything and maintain everything. And I haven't even gone back and checked all my fluids and stuff like that. A lot of these machines have like waste products, so you have to come back and make sure your waste products aren't building up, because if those build up and start backing up, then all your machines are going to shut down. So you have to keep an eye on all that stuff and make sure nothing backs up. Because if anything backs up, then you're also in big trouble, because then, you know, like, it'll stop making the things you need. So yeah, there you go. There's Nuclear City. Anyways, so I may come back and check it to see if everything's running smoothly, because the main thing you want to do is set up everything so that you can just leave this place and don't come back. Because you don't want to be here, because, you know, like I said, everything's radioactive. And so unless you just want to make millions of, you know, your iodine filters to keep out the radiation, so that's something else you have to keep, you know, making and producing and filling up. And so I like to just set it and forget it. So I like to set up everything so it doesn't need me to constantly monitor it and make sure everything's working smoothly. So there's a whole lot of math you got to do to make sure everything balances, because as soon as you have machines with waste product can shut down, you know, your entire line of production. So there's one, and here's another. This one also has a waste product, and even though it's just water, again, if it backs up and plugs up the pipe, then your machine will stop, and then you won't make the green gummy bears. So yeah, you gotta balance everything and then produce everything and mine everything, and meanwhile you're burning all these resources, burning all kinds of minerals and gas, and I've got 2 more mineral chains over there and a 3rd one to the mountain. So there's uranium and sulfur and deuterium and nitrogen and aluminum and coal, iron, copper, limestone. So if you don't have all of these resources, then you can't run Nuclear City. And if you can't run Nuclear City, then what's the point of trying to make, nuclear rods? Because that's the whole point of making Nuclear City, is just to have this one little reactor running. So there you go. All that trouble for just that much energy. So, and the more energy you try to maximize out of it, the more trouble you have to put up with, because then you have to make sure all of your machines are balanced, and you have to make sure you're producing enough materials to keep 5 reactors going. And that's a whole bunch of math. And this is just to run one reactor. So, if I set up 5 reactors, I would have to probably make some extra processing machines for the different components. And then that makes everything else grow. Then you got to truck in more materials, and then you got to make more factories and blenders and manufacturers, constructors and refineries. I mean, this just goes on and on and on. And I kind of built this to be modular, but you can already see it's just a huge headache. It's such a headache to try and keep everything with room for expansion. And so, yeah, this is just too stupid. Too dumb. Well, anyways, so for whatever that's worth, there's nuclear power. So yeah, there you go. Now you know. Don't do this. This is so dumb. This green glowy stick is so dumb. It's not worth the 2.5 gigs per giant tub of stupidity. Because look at this giant city you have to build just to run one little tub of stupidity. And again, lots of angry machines that are constantly growling at you for keeping radioactive stuff handy. This machine, that machine, this machine, all the way down to this. All of these will become radioactive unless you dump this. Like if this was building up, this would be getting radioactive. And the only reason why it's not is because it instantly dumps to the trash, which is so dumb because you put all this work and effort into making this thing just to throw it away. Because if you try and harness the energy out of it, then you get plutonium waste, and then you're back to being screwed. What are the alternatives to nuclear? There aren't any. That's what makes this game so dumb. You pretty much max out at finding every geothermal on the map, and then maxing out all of your oil fields. Oil is the smart man's energy. So I've already shown you the oil power plant. So that's the one you want to focus on. Coal is also pretty good for power, but it's you got to build a whole lot of stuff to get just barely little power out of it. So after you max out oil, you should go find all of your coal nodes and then just start making coal plants like this one down here. There's a coal plant. Max out all your coal nodes to make coal plants, and then once you max out all of your oil and coal and geothermals, then that's it. That's the smart power in the game. Otherwise, if you still need power, you have to go nuclear, and then you have to put up with that retarded shit over there, on a massive scale. That's like the bare minimum. That is the absolute bare minimum you need to run a nuke plant. And so Imagine making like something this big out of a nuke plant where you gotta like run all this stuff to make sure everything's balanced, and you know, making all the stuff you need for nuke sticks. And so, no, thank you. That would just cause all kinds of headaches. And you gotta have all kinds of like dump backup switches, and it's just too stupid. Anyways, I'll give you a real quick tour of all my oil plants, just so you can kind of see the smart way to run your power. So once again, I'm not hurting on power or anything. I've got this mega universal factory running, and I still got power to burn. So you don't need nuclear, first of all, and even if you need more power, there's plenty of power to harvest. So I would start with the nearest coal field just to get automated power up and running, and then once you get automated power up and running, you want to find the nearest oil field, and once you get oil fields tapped, you will have tons of power, all automated, all clean. There's no byproducts here, you know, there's no radiation or anything, or any, you know, waste products you have to worry about, because as much fuel as you make, you burn, and you're good. So everyone knows diluted fuel is the king of oil energy. I still think turbo fuel is fun to play with and mess around with, and even though it's just slightly less efficient, I don't care. I like to play with it anyway. But you know, this is your maximum oil, power station here, right here. Find an oil field, you know, like all these dudes. Find all these dudes, all your oil geysers, and pool them all into a oil power plant like I did here, and you should have plenty of power. I haven't even maxed out this oil field. Like right now, all I'm doing is pulling in, you know, maybe $300, $200, $300 oil per minute. And so I've probably got enough oil in this region to like fill up, you know, 2 or 3 600 meters cube per minute pipes to max out all these machines. And so, and then you can just super expand your refineries and your fuel generators. So you could just turn this whole area into a giant fuel generator farm, because once you max out all your oil nodes in this area, this area will get huge. You'll have so many machines, you know, producing fuel, that you'll have tons of power. There's going to be tons of power in here. I haven't even maxed it out. I just started like a medium amount of machines to power, and this is just one little corner, so I'm just sitting on extra oil over here because I routed that to my universal factory for like plastic and rubber, you know, just to kind of fill machines. But I haven't even maxed this out yet. I haven't maxed out this oil field yet, and that would be a gigantic amount of oil. There's a whole nother oil field down here, and I already showed you my main oil outpost. I mean, that's a whole nother big chunk of power right there. There's another oil field over here. There's more oil down here. There's, you know, like I said, you just keep exploring the whole map. Find all the oil fields, max them out with fuel generators, and you'll have plenty of power for your whole map. So there you go. There's the that was like the first, you know, major oil power plant I created to, basically power my whole universal factory. And then for bonus points, I even upgraded to the next major oil find, which is up here, or actually down there, south of the northern forest base. And you get tons of oil out of that geyser, and you can make a whole nother giant oil fuel generator, thing. So I'll go show you that one. Is it possible to run out of oil? It's possible to run out of anything in this game. You can run out of uranium if you harvest all of it. I mean, all of the nodes are infinite, but they only produce so much per minute. So if you max out the maximum amount of draw per node, then that's how you run out. You can run out of water, you can run out of resources, even though they're all infinite, because if you need 1,000 oil per minute to run your power station, and you only have 600 oil per minute on the entire map, then you run out. You can't build more machines because you need more resources. So, but like I said, once you max out every oil region, you'll have so much power that you won't need to build nuclear. There is no need for nuclear in this game, and it's not worth the time and effort to make nuclear. So it's just dumb. That's all nuclear is for, is just to be dumb. Anyways, here's the turbo fuel from this oil node over here. See, like I said, there's a nice healthy oil node right here, which gives you 2 600s and 150. So that is 1,350 meters cubed per minute coming out of this bad boy right here. This one little bad boy and its little octopus arms makes 1,350 meters of cubed per minute of crude oil. And so you take that 1,350 cubic meters per minute of oil and you start refining it. So I think the math still favors diluted fuel, which I did just for illustration points over here. So this is the recipe you want to get the most amount of fuel, to get the most amount to run the most amount of generators. So I haven't checked the math lately, but the last time I checked it, this was the answer. This is the most, efficient way to harvest oil and process it, and then make as much fuel as you can. But for giggles, I went ahead and showed you all the options. So once you pump oil, the first thing you want to do is turn it into heavy oil, which you can then instantly turn heavy oil and compacted coal into turbo fuel. So in theory, I think the developers meant to make this one the most powerful oil. Turbo fuel is supposed to be the most efficient use of oil to power the most factories, and so this is what a turbo fuel generator looks like. And so it burns 11.25 meters cubed per minute for 375 megawatts. Next, nuclear fusion. Yeah, so I think that's what they are going to do in the final release version. They may figure out a way to do like nuclear fusion with like plutonium waste or something. I'm guessing that's what they're thinking. And so that would make sense, and that would be pretty cool. But if they don't do that, then we're stuck in retard land. So, anyways, there's a display of diluted fuel and turbo fuel. And there's even different ways to make turbo fuel. There is straight from heavy oil into turbo fuel conversion. There is this recipe, which makes turbo fuel a little bit faster by taking your petro coke, sulfur, heavy oil, and fuel to make turbo fuel. And so I don't know what the math checks out on all, wasting all these resources to make this much turbo fuel. I don't know if that justifies the cost. Because another thing you have to remember is, even though you have a power plant up and running from oil, you have to figure out which way was the most efficient way to do it. Because if you wanted to, you could make a machine that straight up makes crude oil into fuel, and then you just burn the resin, either trash it or recycle it. So some would say this sounds like the most efficient way to run a fuel generator is just take oil directly into a refinery, convert it into fuel, and then run the fuel into the generator. And this machine uses 30 megawatts of energy to convert 60 per minute into 40 per minute. And so if you do the math, this is less efficient than doing this. So if you first convert it into heavy oil, and then either into turbo fuel or to diluted fuel or whatever, then this is more efficient. So that's why you have to check the math, because it turns out this is actually more efficient, because using 50 heavy oil per minute to make 100 fuel per minute, and all you're doing is adding 100 water to it, produces more fuel than just doing it directly in one refinery. And so that's why you need to know the difference. That's why I didn't even build that machine, because this is like one of the least efficient ways to make fuel. And you still have to burn the resin anyway, which I don't care. I just, resin's easy to burn. And you pretty much have to make resin no matter what you do. If you make heavy oil, you're still going to get resin, so. But yeah, so see, that's what you need to know when you set up your oil power stations, because if you didn't know that that's the most inefficient way to burn oil, then you would waste that much oil. So it's actually more efficient to do any of these things. Any of these choices are more efficient than that one. So even though that's the quickest and easiest way, I mean, all you gotta do is tap some oil, stick it in a refinery, and put a fuel generator on the other end of this, and you're done. You got 1, 2, 3, and you're done. It's the easiest to remember, but it's the least efficient, so you're wasting oil by doing it this way. So don't do this. Because again, the name of the game is you want to find the maximum amount of return on investment. That's the main lesson you should learn from this game. Is there's ways to waste material, and there's ways to use it very efficiently and maximize your power and your products and everything. So, because even though the resource nodes are infinite, they only produce so much per second or per minute, and so That's the resource in this game. It's per minute resource, not how many. Which is kind of silly when you think about it, because that doesn't really teach you about real life capitalism. Because people who play this game thinks that resources are infinite. They just last forever, which is not true. Because eventually you're going to run out of oil or whatever. But luckily this game has infinite nodes, which makes it a lot more fun than annoying. Because this game would be super annoying if every time you fully tap a node, you have to go find another one to start all over again and make the products and power the stuff. So that part I don't mind. I'm not here to learn about socialism or capitalism. I'm here to learn about having fun and maximizing factories and stuff like that. So I think they made the good choice there, because a lot of people would hate this game if your resource nodes tapped out and then you just ran out of materials or whatever, because then you wouldn't have anything left to mine or make or power. Your power comes from nodes, so whether they're coal or oil or uranium. And the only infinite nodes in this game are geothermal, but they're way underpowered. They are so little power. It's kind of annoying, because all the resources you need to build a geothermal plant and how rare they are to find is just not really worth it. Plus, they won't do solar and wind in this game, which other mods have fixed, but that would be more realistic. But again, I wouldn't mind a mod where if they let you use renewable energy, like hydropower and solar and wind, but the resource nodes are finite, so that after you mine like 1,000 barrels of oil, it's just gone. There's no more oil, and then you have to rely on renewable energy. That would actually be like a really good teaching tool. This game is like a real good opportunity to be a teaching tool for real life people. So it could teach you capitalism and supply and demand and scarcity and things like that, and how to not only maximize your return on investment, but how to create the best amount of balance as far as transitioning from like fossil fuels to renewable energy and stuff like that. And so they missed a huge opportunity to do that in this game. But maybe a mod will fix that. Like if there's any modders out there, you should create a mod called capitalism or something like that, and then do everything I just said. Include all the renewable energies, and then make your nodes finite, so that after you mine out the whatever set amount of number it is, then you're out of materials. And so some things would be pretty much infinite, like you could have like soil harvesting diggers or something, and just dig giant craters all over the map or whatever. Or rock, rock would probably be near infinite, because by the time you mine all the rock off the map, obviously you can build anything you want. Lumber would be a good renewable resource. Obviously you can't grow it back within the time span of the game, but maybe you could just kind of cheat a little bit and invent a new alien tree that grows to full harvest within like an hour of gameplay or 2 hours of gameplay or something like that, and then that would be a sort of renewable resource or something. But anyways, smart people can figure out how to make that stuff work. But anyways, that would be really cool. That would like totally teach everyone who plays that game like reality about real life, and why we have capitalism, and why socialists are fucking retarded, and why you can't just vote more energy into existence or print money to buy new machines. That's not how reality works. So But that's what our government does, and that's why people vote Democrat. So, yay! There's your free politics lesson for the day. Y'all thought y'all were just coming here for some good old video games, but you got a free politics lesson from your buddy Fi. Remember to vote Conservatarian. There you go, that's the name of the mod. Name the mod Conservatarian. Because that is the only smart choice. Anyways, buddy, there you go. There's your display showcase room for all the different kinds of turbo fuels and diluted fuels and I don't know why I put that over there. Why is that there? Unless that's just a different recipe. I don't know. Oh yeah, it's a fuel thing. So this one's heavy oil compacted. And this one is fuel and compacted. It's turbo. So yeah, see, there's yet another option for turbo. And then you can check the math and see if that's more efficient. So yeah, I didn't even finish all of the options, but there's one more. There's at least 1, 2, 3 different turbo options, which you can just check by hovering over it. Yeah, so there's 3 turbo options, and then you have to figure out which one uses your resources the most efficiently. And I haven't even figured that out yet. I think it was that one, but I can't remember. I did this test before, and you can probably just do the math. If you do math, you can figure out pretty quickly per unit return on an investment. And so if you just check the math real quick, you can probably know the answer. But again, sometimes I like to just do. The thing I like about Satisfactory is it's like visual math. You don't have to plug any numbers into a calculator. You can just visually do it by building the things and then seeing, which one produces the most amount of energy or which one requires the most amount of resources and blah blah blah. So yeah, that's why I like this game. It's like I said, you just turn your brain off. You don't have to do any math at all. All you gotta do is just build your Legos and see what happens. And here's your answer. If this thing is full, you're making either just enough or too much. If it's empty, then you're not making enough or too little. And there you go. That's how you know. So, yeah. There's the easy way to do it. So you don't even have to know math. You can play this game and have fun and not do a single math equation. Though obviously if you're super smart and you know all the math, then you can save yourself a lot of headache and not build all the wrong things and waste all your time building the stupid things and then find out later that was a complete waste of time. Because as we all know, there's this thing called nuclear power, which can eat up a lot of your time and resources, and then you find out, holy cow, that was dumb. And it's a headache because you can't really even go back and check it and maintain it because it's fully radiated. And then you got to go stock up on all your radiation filters, and then you got more problems. So you're just creating more problems just because you felt like cool for making the thing. But yeah, let's go back and check and see how Retard City's going on and if it's already starting to shut down and blow up. So I bet there's a machine down there stuck somewhere saying like can't dump sulfuric acid or can't dump water or something like that, and it's blocking up the whole factory. Plus, you gotta check on all your resources and make sure, you gotta make sure all your resources are full. Because again, if any of these belts are empty, you're not making enough of the things. So I don't have to do the math to see how many of these things I need. I can just fill up belts and then know that I've got enough. And that's good enough, and I'm done. And all the machines are getting angry, so we're probably full of troublemakers. Angry machines. Full of angry stuff. So there's your first trouble spot. You got to come here and check your water, make sure it's not backing up. And just curious to see the rods are filling up. So again, you could make more reactors, but that would be dumb because then you'd have to make bigger city to take care of it. So no, thank you. I'm good. All machines are full. Now see, this is filling up, so that's going to start backing up my sulfur acid. So this machine might start backing up soon. Hopefully I did the math right and figured out how to keep it balanced so it doesn't overfill. But I may have to come back and fix that. So we shall see. Because it's a filling up, and that spells trouble. Speaking of which, let's go check this little tank. That tank's filling up. So now that's gonna eventually back up and make this. So need to make sure that doesn't fill up. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to come back here and do the math because I don't know how much this is gonna need to keep running all these machines. So let's say 20 here. And so just need 10 here. And I've already got 40 coming here, so I've already got 10 surplus. So, yeah. I think I've already got... Yeah, I've got 10 extra, so it should be going that way. Let's just stick that real quick, just make sure that we're doing that correctly. Okay, so this only burns 30 water, and every time this cycles it makes 40 water, so I should have an excess of 10 water that I don't need that can dump that way. Okay, so there's that. Don't like that this is filling up, so this needs 30 because it needs 40, but it makes 10 that goes right back into it. So this needs 30. And this needs 25. So it should be 55. So it shouldn't need any more than 55. So in theory, that's what I set it at. 30 plus 25 equals 55. And I even have a valve checking it to make sure it's only releasing 55. So this should not be filling up. Let's see what happens. Yeah, so there you go. This is where the headache begins. You have to keep coming back and checking these and making sure they're not filling up, because if they're filling up, that means they'll eventually max out, and then it'll start backing up whatever machine it's attached to, and that's where the stupidity begins. And it's a game of, you know, figuring out how to balance it, which again, I don't care. I really don't care. In fact, I don't care if this whole nuclear city melts down and all the machines shut down, because I'm not gonna check it anyway. I don't need the power. I don't care about the power. You can take your 2.5 gigawatts and shove it up your ass, because I don't want it. I don't want it, don't care. So yeah, that's why you just go build oil factories like smart people, so you don't have to put up with all this bullshit. So there you go. There's today's lesson. Okay, class, today's lesson is don't do this retarded shit. This is so fucking stupid. So there you go. There's the answer. And away we go. Whee! Bye, retard land. I don't care if you shut down. Get fucked. So yeah, I'll let those resources burn. I don't care. I don't care about any of those resources. I don't care about this train wasting his time coming down here and keeping all this stuff full. I don't care about any of that stuff over there. We're just gonna name this retard land and let it blow itself up. We're gonna pretend like this is the Democrat National Convention. So see, this is what you do. You don't go over there and argue with them and fight with them and debate with them. You just leave and you go, bye. Bye-bye. Bye, retards. Have fun. And then you go over here to your bunker in the woods and you build smart stuff for smart people. Hopping on BO streaming in the middle of the day? What's up with that? Tell BO I said hi. I've got about 3 hours and I might go check it out. Also, I need to eat some breakfast, so. Okay, class, that was good enough for today. Yeah, that's a good place to stop. I'm gonna just go ahead and stop here. Go chill out and see what's going on. So yeah, there's all the answers to Nuclear City. Just think of Nuclear City as living in a blue city, you know, like a Democrat city or a Democrat state. That's what happens when you vote Democrat or any uniparty, Republican or Democrat. There's Republicans down there too, thinking that Trump's gonna vote their way out of it or something. So Trump, Biden, Kamala, have fun. File will be over here in Conservataria, His little bunker in the woods. See, look at these beautiful trees everywhere. Beautiful, beautiful trees. Okay. So there you go. We'll pick up there next time. I don't know what I'm going to do next time. Maybe just go find some more geotherms and build another oil outpost or something. We'll see. We'll see where the juices flow. Thanks for stopping by, everybody. Have a good one.